Welcome back to Now I See. We're joined with Catherine and Jonati, where we've previously uncovered their journey from how they found Christ in their life at St. Luke's Coptic Orthodox Church. Welcome back, guys.
Thanks for having us.
So in our final episode, I'd love to know now how Christ features in your lives and what you would say keeps you going in this journey.
I think features in our lives, that's a big question. I think it's every day he's featuring in our lives, and it comes through challenges. You wake up in the morning, you got your first challenge, it's a feature by him. It's what keeps us going, for me, I think it's my commitment as a father, as a husband. I see it as a leader of a home, trying to guide my family towards something good, something that I know is good for them. You know, if your body's not nourished properly, you will go get vegetables, the best foods to nourish your body. I think the same way with your spiritual life as well. So for me, I'm trying to guide my family in the right direction, and I wholeheartedly believe that St. Luke's is definitely that. Sunday schools is a really amazing thing at St. Luke's as well. The boys love it, and I love seeing them engage in it as well. And also as well, such a big question. I think aligning myself with God spiritually, I find happens more on a Sunday. When I'm in service, I'm listening, I'm paying attention, tuning in. I find that alignment is what keeps me going. I find if I don't attend church, or I'm not listening to material from church, there's a misalignment. So for me, it's what keeps me going is me trying to align with God and keep myself centered, and also for my family as well.
Yeah, that's amazing.
And for me, it's a lot. It's a lot of his leadership. My journey is very different to Jonati, and what he takes from the church experience is very different to me. It's still not exactly for me. That's the truth. I value the rituals and the icons and the protocols and the procedures and what is symbolic of what it's valuable to me, but for me the emphasis is more in line with his father's thinking, which is your relationship with God.
Yes.
Spending 2 or 3 hours every Sunday rehearsing this, it's almost like getting married every week for me. I'm never going to lose sight of the importance, but I would rather work on the marriage rather than the wedding every week.
Yes.
So my relationship is more important, and even that, in keeping me in attendance to church, it's more if my husband has seen something so fruitful for his own spiritual journey, and he has already expressed to me that he would like to lead our family down this path, I will not hinder that by my own experience or my own preferences when I'm not offering anything better.
No.
So I would like to surrender to that leadership, especially for my children.
Yes.
If I can't guide them for anywhere that's black and white, I will guide them by the best I know how, and the best I'm accepting is in front of my husband to lead us with. And I love that in the grey space that I'm in, I'm not impressioning that uncertainty on my kids. I will give them a clear path as their father wishes, as I also am for, and I will figure myself out along the way.
Exactly.
You know, my journey,
it's a journey.
is going to look different.
And I think also how it's come full circle for you, that you're back in an Orthodox church, but the version you're giving your children is so different to the version you received.
Very different.
It's incredible.
Yeah, and I think we have got a huge responsibility as parents to nurture our kids you know, with food, whether it's food,
Absolutely.
environment,
Shelter.
spiritually,
Yeah.
it all ties in. It's all a part of the game.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
that's a huge part of why we go back. On top of that, you got the community, the people, a huge factor in it.
Yeah.
The coffee, so
Yeah.
good. Shout out to
That's
Sam Amina,
so
and all the guys
so
there.
important.
So good. And the food. I love Arabic food. I love Egyptian food. Egyptian food, and our kids do as well. So
Yeah.
yeah,
It's all part of it, right?
It
That's
is all
all the
part of it.
nourishment
Yes.
and
yeah.
And I have to go back to something I just said about the surrender. It is not by the cultural expectation of female surrender to male, none of that sort of thing.
No.
This is a conversation that my husband and I have, and this is a very sweet surrender in assurance of his leadership. I could resist if I want,
Absolutely.
I just don't think it's going to be fruitful to anyone. So I would like that.
And we don't go
Yeah.
to church every Sunday. Like, to be honest with you, it's hard. Some mornings we get up with the kids and they don't want to get dressed and all that. We miss a Sunday. We miss 2 or
Yeah.
3 Sundays.
Yeah.
But it's a spiritual journey
absolutely.
that we're all on. It's not just me in one direction.
And it's not a
Catherine as
building.
well.
It's not about a building at all.
No.
Yeah, it's all community.
Yeah.
And then the community's there. They're a phone call, text away.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
Yes.
it is so organic. It's so natural when you go there. When you go there, it's a beautiful experience. It's not going to be for everyone. When you go there, it's going to be very different, especially if you come from like a Pentecostal church to an Orthodox church. It's very different.
Yes.
But if you're looking for something, you will find it, no matter where you are. And that was my experience. I sat in that service, not even knowing what Lebanese bread was. And I'm sitting amongst the Egyptians, and I'm picking beautiful parts out of this service, and I'm trying to use it every day.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's all a part of it.
Yeah, absolutely.
And my place with the church community, because I'd had that sting when I was 21 with expectation, I was not reliant, even though that is the crux of what reeled me in, I was also not reliant on that not to disappoint me. Those relationships will, and have already, just disappointed me in the human nature of expectations.
Yes.
But I've learned that it should not be an impact to my own journey to God or coming to
Or your
church or not coming to
families,
church
yes.
and family. Yeah, I'm a big believer in the stability. If we're going to commit to something and our children will be involved, it shouldn't sway with my feelings or my mood or his mood. So when he's committed, I'm right on the same page.
Yeah.
And vice versa.
Yeah, and I think of church now as not the expectation of being amongst Christians to act Christian-like. I think of church now as a place where everyone's wearing a banner stating their vulnerability. I will be screwing up at some point.
Yeah.
I am sinful, and we are all in this together to figure it out. But first people to put their hands up is everyone at church.
Yeah.
I think that's
amazing.
a safe space to perceive it as.
Yeah, exactly right.
Yeah.
And so, just in closing, what would you say, obviously, coming from the darkness to the light, and now being in that space, what would you say some of the biggest differences are in your lives, and good or bad?
Oh, good and bad. I'm not a big believer of good and bad. It's all just kind of experiences you go through. I don't know. What do you reckon?
Well, I'm with you on that. Like
Yes.
the arrival for me is more, I wouldn't have known to look back on those impressions or scars with empathy and look at the faith for the faith and what the faith is. I'd always seen it through the lens that was put in front of me,
Yes.
and I've got clarity now, and I can heal from the damage of one person or two people that may have tarnished my view.
Yes.
And I can see it from a clean space and be in a state of acceptance of what I did go
Yes.
through, not with any judgment or pointing a finger or wishing otherwise even.
Like what you said earlier about forgiveness, it's not about if you forgive someone, then they're to blame.
Yes.
It's more that
It's just a state of
empathetic.
acceptance.
Yes,
I accept that that's how it was. That was what took
Letting
place.
go.
Yeah, just got to understand that it needed to happen for me to arrive here.
Yes,
And what a sweeter place I am
Mm.
in for it. So
absolutely.
yeah, that's my journey around it.
Yeah, I think my journey is more so when I look back at my younger years and you know, you say from darkness to
Yes.
light. I really think that definitely been in dark situations, very dark situations. But God has always been there. There's always been a light there. I was just never ready for it. So I've come to this point now where, yeah, I'm all in.
Yeah,
I'm all in. So
amazing.
yeah.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
Well, thank you both so much. It's been enlightening getting to know both of you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And yeah, we're very, very glad that this is where you have arrived. So
Yeah.
thanks very much.
Thank you.
Please join us again for another episode of Now I See.